Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're taking a look at METL, a firm with a really interesting idea. They believe that real, lasting growth for a company doesn't come from some generic, off-the-shelf training program. Instead, they build everything from the ground up, completely custom for each business they work with.
Okay, so let's just dive right into that. The word custom gets thrown around a lot, especially in the corporate world. But if you're a leader who's genuinely trying to develop your team, it's a super important question. Are you just getting a slightly tweaked template? Or are you getting something that was truly built to solve your organization's specific challenges?
To really get what METL is about, we have to push past that buzzword and look at the actual philosophy behind their entire process. For them, it's all about moving from a generic label to a really disciplined methodology.
So what does custom actually mean to them? Well, it's not some vague promise. It's a very clear six-stage journey. First, they work to deeply understand a company's real problems. Then they define the goal, design a solution, create it, test it like crazy, and only then do they roll it out. You see, every single one of those steps is there to make sure the final result is a perfect match for that company's unique DNA.
Okay, so that's the process on paper. But what does it actually look like in the real world? How does that disciplined approach turn into actual tangible programs for a company? So, this six-step journey isn't just a simple checklist. It's a strategic sequence. And the key insight here is pretty logical when you think about it. You can't define a problem you don't really understand, and you can't design a solution for a problem that hasn't been clearly defined. Each stage builds on the one before it, which makes sure nothing is left to chance, right from that first conversation all the way to the final rollout.
And this is where you really see the depth of their commitment. We are not talking about a 2-day workshop here. A program to create a genuinely customer-focused organization, that takes a full year. Building a leadership center for excellence, that could be 10 months. These aren't quick fixes. They are deep, strategic partnerships meant to create real, lasting change. But what's the most compelling proof for any approach? It really just comes down to one simple question. Who trusts this model enough to invest their own time and money into it for their own people? Well, let's take a look. You've got the Murugappa Group, a huge name in Indian manufacturing and finance. They've used this exact process to develop their teams. And then there's the Aditya Birla Group, a massive global conglomerate that operates in 36 different countries. They've also put their trust in this custom approach.
Even in the incredibly fast-paced world of telecommunications, a giant like Vodafone has chosen this method to help them stay on top.
And in the super complex, highly regulated world of insurance, you've got major players like Tata AIG who have come on board as well.
And really, those are just a few examples. The full client list is pretty impressive, not just because of the big names, but because of how different they all are. We're talking about everything from energy companies like BPCL to pharmaceutical firms like Biocon, all the way to home decor with Decor. That kind of range just goes to show how adaptable a truly custom approach can be.
So that makes you wonder, right? What's the foundation for all this expertise? What kind of experience does it take to earn the trust of so many high-profile companies?
It all boils down to this one core belief. And it's more than just a line on a website. It's really their guiding principle. The idea is simple. You can't create truly effective solutions unless you have profound, hands-on expertise in how businesses and leaders actually work. You just can't fake it.
And that credibility is really rooted in the incredible journey of the founder, Sugata Nandi. It's such a fascinating story. He actually started as a project engineer at L&T, then completely pivoted to organizational development after graduating from IIM Calcutta. From there, he held key leadership roles at legendary places like the Infosys Leadership Institute and the prestigious Indian School of Business, before finally launching METL back in 2010.
So all that deep personal experience, it translates directly into this powerful understanding of business challenges. I mean, having consulted with over 75 different organizations, that means seeing firsthand what works, what doesn't, and why across a massive range of industries.
Now, this might be the most powerful example of their whole philosophy. They've created over 100 in-house case studies with their clients. Think about that for a second. Instead of using generic case studies about other companies, they help an organization turn its own successes and failures into powerful, reusable learning tools. I mean, that is the absolute ultimate form of customization.
But what's really interesting is that this philosophy, this idea of diagnosing challenges and unlocking potential, it doesn't just stop in the corporate boardroom. It actually extends to a much more personal, and you could argue even more fundamental, part of life.
See, this philosophy is so core to the founder's work that it also shows up in a co-founded venture called Yansha Positive Parenting. The parallel is just striking. The core mission is still about unlocking potential. The method is still about creating structured programs. The only thing that changes is the focus. It shifts from an organization's potential to a child's potential. It just reveals this deep-seated belief that the fundamental principles of growth are universal.
So here's the crucial point. After seeing this comprehensive, disciplined, and expertise-driven approach, it naturally leads you to turn the question inward and start thinking about your own organization. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Beyond all the off-the-shelf solutions and the one-size-fits-all workshops out there, what could a genuinely custom-designed approach, one built from the ground up for your team's unique reality, what could that unlock for your future success?